Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. Alright, so here's the deal. The entire NFL world just went into a frenzy, and honestly, who can blame them? DK Metcalf, the absolute powerhouse wide receiver we've all known as one of the most explosive, physically dominant players in the league, has officially left the Pittsburgh Steelers to sign a monster deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, you heard that right. DK in silver and black. The rumor mill started spinning late last night, and by early morning, multiple insiders were already hinting that talks between Metcalf's camp and the Raiders' front office had been heating up for weeks. The Steelers apparently try to keep him, but from what sources are saying, the relationship between Metcalf and the organization had been cooling off since midseason. It's not that he wasn't producing, he was. But the vibe just wasn't the same, especially after some internal disagreements about offensive strategy. The Raiders, on the other hand, have been looking for that star presence to rebuild their identity since the departure of several key veterans. And now, with DK walking through the doors of Allegiant Stadium, that identity might just have been reborn. Fans in Vegas are losing their minds, and the AFC West just got way more interesting. The numbers being thrown around for this contract are absolutely wild. We're talking about one of the biggest wide receiver deals in recent memory. Sources close to the negotiation are saying it's a 5-year deal north of $125 million, with around $80 million guaranteed. That's elite money for an elite player, and honestly, DK Metcalf's production justifies every penny. He's still in his prime, still one of the most physically gifted players in the game, and when you combine that with the fact that the Raiders have been desperate for a headline grabber to reignite fan excitement, it makes total sense. From a business perspective, the move is a home run for Las Vegas. Jerseys are already being printed, ticket sales are reportedly surging, and Raider Nation has turned social media into a celebration parade. Meanwhile, in Pittsburgh, fans are torn. Some are furious at management for letting him go. Others are understanding that the Steelers are in a bit of a retooling phase. But either way, no one can deny it. The league just shifted. With Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and now DK Metcalf entering the AFC West scene, the division has officially become must-watch television for the upcoming season. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Apparently, this deal didn't come out of nowhere. There were whispers as far back as training camp that Metcalf wasn't entirely happy with his role in the Steelers' offense. He wanted to be the guy, the focal point, the player who could change the game on any snap. The Steelers, traditionally a run-heavy team with a structured offensive philosophy, never fully gave him that platform. And while he had chemistry with Kenny Pickett, there were rumblings that he didn't always agree with the play calling or his target share. The Raiders, on the other hand, reportedly promised him a central role, not just on the field, but as the face of the franchise. He's expected to be the cornerstone of a new era, alongside their young quarterback, and that pitch apparently sealed the deal. Insiders close to the situation said DK was blown away by how the Raiders sold their vision. They didn't just want him to play for them. They wanted him to represent them, embody that swagger that the Raiders brand has always carried. And that, to Metcalf, mattered more than anything. Of course, this move also has massive implications for the Steelers. Losing a player of DK Metcalf's caliber leaves a huge hole in their offense. And now the question becomes, who steps up? The Steelers have always been great at developing wide receivers, no doubt, from Antonio Brown to Juju Smith-Schuster to George Pickens. But replacing a guy like Metcalf isn't something that happens overnight. His combination of size, speed, and strength is almost unmatched in today's NFL. Some analysts believe Pittsburgh will look to the draft or free agency to fill that gap, while others think this move signals a deeper shift in philosophy. Maybe the team is gearing up for a more balanced, run-heavy identity again. Either way, the fan base is demanding answers. And as for Mike Tomlin, the always composed head coach, he reportedly addressed the team immediately after the news broke, reminding them that no one player defines the Steelers. Still, even he knows this one's going to sting. Losing Metcalf is losing a statement player, the kind of guy who makes defenses stay awake at night. Meanwhile, in Las Vegas, the energy is electric. Allegiant Stadium, often called the Death Star, just got its new Darth Vader. Fans are already imagining Metcalf in that iconic silver and black uniform, torching defenses down the sideline with that trademark intensity. Local media outlets are describing the move as the spark the franchise needed. The Raiders have been searching for consistency, identity, and a true superstar since the departure of players like Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack, and it feels like they finally got their guy. The locker room reaction, according to sources, has been overwhelmingly positive. Players are excited, coaches are fired up, and even ownership seems to believe this could be the turning point. The city of Las Vegas loves spectacle, and few athletes fit that description better than DK Metcalf, a chiseled, highlight reel machine who thrives under bright lights. With the Raiders' high-powered offense now featuring Metcalf, all eyes will be on how quickly he builds chemistry with the quarterback and integrates into the system. If it clicks early, this team could surprise a lot of people next season. But not everyone's convinced this is a perfect marriage. Critics have already started pointing out that the Raiders have a long history of signing big names only to underdeliver. Some are calling this move a high-risk, high-reward gamble, and they're not wrong. The Raiders' offensive line still has question marks, and their quarterback situation, while promising, isn't exactly proven yet. DK Metcalf's success will depend heavily on how well that offense can protect and how effectively the coaching staff can scheme him open. Still, even skeptics are admitting that this is a move that changes the conversation. Whether it leads to wins or not, the Raiders have immediately become relevant again. And that, in the NFL, is half the battle. For DK, this is more than just a contract. It's a statement. He's betting on himself, on his ability to elevate a franchise that's been searching for direction. If he delivers, he'll go down not just as one of the best wide receivers of his generation, but as the man who brought the swagger back to the Raiders. Now, let's talk about what this means for the league as a whole, because make no mistake, this move sends shockwaves across the NFL landscape. Every defensive coordinator in the AFC is now redrawing their plans, figuring out how to stop a player who can dominate with raw power and speed. DK Metcalf has always been a mismatch nightmare. Too fast for linebackers, too strong for corners, and too explosive for safeties. His presence alone stretches the field and forces defenses to respect the deep ball, which opens everything else up for his teammates. Imagine the Raiders' offense now. With Metcalf on one side and a developing receiving core around him, the possibilities are endless. The ripple effect will be immediate. Teams will start investing more in secondary talent just to match up. This kind of move reshapes not only one franchise, but an entire division. The AFC West, already the most star-studded division in football, just added another storyline that'll dominate headlines from now until Week 1 kickoff. It's the kind of move that makes every Sunday feel like primetime television. At the heart of it all, though, is DK Metcalf's hunger. People forget, this is a guy who came into the league with doubts hanging over him. Too big, too raw, too one-dimensional. Those were the criticisms when he was drafted. And look at him now. One of the most feared receivers in the NFL, cashing in on a deal that reflects years of hard work and consistency. He's turned himself into a brand, a force, a presence that demands attention. The Raiders didn't just buy talent. They bought star power. They bought headlines. They bought a player who can change momentum with one play. And for Metcalf, this is a new chapter, a chance to redefine his legacy outside of the shadow of Pittsburgh's structured, conservative offense. He's going to a city that thrives on chaos and excitement, a perfect fit for his intensity. If he can channel that hunger into leadership, we could be watching the rise of a true franchise icon. Raider Nation loves warriors, and DK Metcalf might just become their newest hero. The Steelers, meanwhile, are entering a phase of introspection. Losing a player of this magnitude always sparks internal questions. Did they offer enough? Did they communicate properly? Was this inevitable? Some reports suggest that Metcalf had been frustrated for months, feeling like his potential wasn't being fully tapped. He wanted freedom, creativity, and more involvement in the passing scheme. Pittsburgh's offensive philosophy, while effective, can feel rigid for dynamic playmakers who crave space to operate. That difference in mindset might have been the true reason behind the split. Still, there's no bad blood, according to insiders. Metcalf reportedly left with respect for the organization, calling Mike Tomlin one of the realest coaches in football. But make no mistake, the Steelers now have to face the reality of rebuilding without one of their top weapons. It's going to test their front office, their scouting, and their faith in the system that's carried them for decades. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. And speaking of faith, Raider Nation is already preaching the gospel of DK Metcalf. You can feel the buzz across social media. Highlight edits, fan art, custom jerseys, predictions of breakout seasons. It's chaos, but the good kind. The kind that makes football feel alive. The Las Vegas Raiders haven't been legitimate contenders in years, but this signing changes the energy completely. It's not just about winning games anymore. It's about establishing an identity, sending a message to the rest of the league that they're back in business. The city of Las Vegas thrives on spectacle, and DK Metcalf is pure box office. Expect to see the Raiders on more primetime slots, more magazine covers, more highlight reels. Whether they capitalize on that momentum remains to be seen, but one thing's certain: no one's sleeping on them anymore. This move is as bold as it gets, and bold is exactly what the Raiders needed. Of course, there's still skepticism, and it's fair. Big contracts bring big pressure. DK Metcalf will have to live up to every cent of that deal. In a city like Las Vegas, there's no hiding when the lights come on. But something about this just feels different. The Raiders aren't the same old, dysfunctional franchise they once were. They've been building quietly, patiently, waiting for that missing piece. Maybe this is it. Maybe DK Metcalf is the catalyst that takes them from potential to problem. For the league, for fans, for anyone who loves drama and greatness colliding, this is a storyline to watch. From the moment he steps onto the field wearing that black visor and silver helmet, it'll be official. The Raiders are back in the conversation, and DK Metcalf just might be the voice leading the charge. And as we look ahead to next season, the anticipation is unreal. You can already picture it. The opening kickoff, the bright lights of Allegiant Stadium, the crowd roaring as Metcalf lines up for his first snap as a Raider. It's cinematic, it's electric, it's everything the NFL could ask for. But beneath all the flash and hype, there's a real sense of redemption here. For Metcalf, it's a chance to prove he's not just a highlight machine, but a game changer who can lift an entire franchise. For the Raiders, it's an opportunity to finally shake off years of mediocrity and build something lasting. This isn't just a signing. It's a statement, a turning point, a gamble that could pay off in legendary fashion. And if it does, we'll all look back at this moment, this rumor-turned reality, as the day the Raiders brought swagger back to the desert. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.